A few people asked me how to update Laravel starter kits after you install them in your project, but maybe you want to update them with the latest versions of starter kits. And in fact, they do release quite a few changes. So here's the GitHub, for example, for React starter kits. So you can see March 5th and 4th and a lot of things released. Also, there are pull requests, currently 8 open pull requests. So there are changes happening. And how can you update them in your project, which is already on the way with your custom code? Unfortunately, you can do that only manually by following these commits and pull requests and then copy-pasting the changes into your code. In fact, we had to do the same thing just recently when one student of the course reported that they changed the structure for navigation item in React Starter Kit after we released the course on that. And this is the commit with that change. So they changed URL to href everywhere. And as a result, we had to look through that change manually and update our own repository for the course, also changing URL to href everywhere we used it in our course. So unfortunately, there is no command like PHP Artisan update starter kit or something like that. In fact, the Laravel core team have that problem themselves. So a few commits in starter kit, for example, sync with Laravel. Inside, you have this. So they made changes to .env.example in Laravel skeleton, and they need to port that to starter kits, sometimes into specific one starter kit, sometimes in all 3 of them. Another commit by Taylor, port skeleton change. What's inside? A few small changes from the skeleton. So yeah, I assume they do it all manually as well. There's no magic PHP Artisan or Composer command. That said, there is a reason why those projects are called starter kits. The main usage is that you use them once and then forget about them. You use the code of the starter kit like it was at the time of that version of that date, and then you proceed custom coding yourself with your code on top. And this logic applies not only to Laravel 12 starter kits, but before that there was Breeze and Jetstream, and there was no command to update Breeze into your project, especially if you have already custom code on top. And then if some magic command would update the starter kit, then by definition there may be conflicts in the code, and then how the starter kit or that magic command would know which change is more important. But if you still do want to update your projects along with starter kits, then you have to follow those repositories manually and update them manually.